All right, so we're back for another deep dive, and today we're looking at 50 growth journal prompts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, from a website called Stallion,
Okay.
all about journaling.
Hmm.
And it's one thing to just like journal your everyday thoughts, but these prompts seem like they're
Right.
really designed to kind of push you towards self-discovery.
Well, and what I think is really fascinating about these is that they're not just random questions,
Yeah.
they're thoughtfully categorized to guide you through like different
Oh,
aspects of personal growth.
yeah.
It's like having a roadmap
I like
for
that. A
introspection.
roadmap for introspection.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's dive into the first category here, which is reflecting on personal development.
Okay.
I am already intrigued
Yeah.
by just this first one. What is one area of your life where you've experienced significant growth recently? How did it impact you and what have you learned?
Mhm.
I mean, wow.
Yeah, I think the one that really caught my eye in this section was the one about giving advice to your younger self. It's like such a clever way to sort of highlight how far you've come and what truly matters to you now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine the wisdom you could offer your past self based on everything you've learned.
It's so true. It's so true. It makes you wonder, what advice would you give your younger self,
Right.
knowing what you know now? But I do sometimes wonder if focusing too much on the past can keep us from moving forward.
Yeah, that's a valid point for sure. Dwelling on the past can be,
Right.
counterproductive.
Yeah.
Um, but reflecting on past experiences, both positive and negative, can be a valuable tool for growth.
Right.
It's about extracting lessons and recognizing patterns
Yeah.
that might be holding you back.
Okay, I see what you mean. It's not about getting stuck in the past. It's about using those experiences to kind of inform
Right.
your present and future.
Exactly.
So then Stallion takes us to exploring new perspectives,
Okay.
which feels particularly relevant
Yes.
in today's world.
It does.
One that really stands out to me, what is a belief or perspective you've held for a long time but recently challenged?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that one resonated with me too.
Yeah,
I mean, we all have those preconceived notions and like ingrained beliefs,
totally.
but challenging them is where real growth happens.
Mm-hmm.
It's about being open to new ideas and recognizing that our perspectives are constantly evolving.
It's like that saying, the only constant is change.
Yes.
And if we're not willing to adapt our perspectives, then we just become stagnant.
Right.
Another one in this category that I thought was interesting, right about a time you stepped outside your comfort zone.
Yeah.
What did you discover about yourself through the experience?
That's a great one.
Yeah.
That one reminds us that growth rarely happens within our comfort zones.
Right.
Stepping outside those familiar boundaries can be daunting,
Right.
but it's often where we discover hidden strengths
Yeah.
and unlock new potential.
It's almost like a muscle you have to keep flexing.
Yes.
That willingness to embrace discomfort for the sake of growth.
Ex-
So after reflecting on the past, exploring new perspectives, Stallion shifts our focus to setting intentions for growth,
Okay.
which feels very action-oriented.
Absolutely. This is where the rubber meets the road, right?
Yes, yes.
One prompt asks, what is one area of your life where you'd like to see more growth in the next year? What's your plan for making it happen?
I love that.
It encourages us to move beyond vague aspirations and create like a concrete plan
Yes.
for achieving our goals.
I love that it emphasizes the importance of a plan.
Yes.
Because you can have a goal, but if you don't have a roadmap,
Right.
it's easy to get lost along the way.
For sure.
But I also think it's important to acknowledge that our definitions of success can change over time. Right.
Definitely.
And that's where this next prompt comes in. What does success mean to you now compared to how you defined it in the past?
You're absolutely right. Our values and priorities shift as we evolve, and our definition of success should reflect that growth.
Totally.
Journaling can help us track those changes and ensure our goals are aligned with who we are becoming. And ensure our goals are aligned with who we are becoming, like recalibrating your internal compass to make sure you're headed in the right direction.
Yes, I like that.
And speaking of navigating, Stallion doesn't shy away from the inevitable challenges we face on our growth journeys.
Right.
The category Overcoming Obstacles tackles those bumps in the road head on.
Right. That's so important because life is full of setbacks, and it's really how we respond to them that defines our growth.
For sure.
One that I thought was really interesting here, right about a time you faced adversity. What did you learn about yourself, and how did you grow from the experience?
It's in those moments of adversity that we often discover our resilience,
Yeah.
our resourcefulness. By reflecting on how we've overcome past challenges, we build confidence in our ability to navigate future ones.
Like building up a mental toolkit of coping mechanisms and problem-solving strategies.
Exactly.
But, sometimes those setbacks can feel so
Oh, yeah.
overwhelming, so personal. It's hard to see the lesson when you're in the thick of it.
Absolutely. And that's where journaling can be incredibly powerful.
Mm.
You know, it provides a safe space to process those difficult emotions, to untangle the complexities of the situation, and to start to see the experience through a more objective lens.
Yeah, it's almost like talking to a therapist, but the therapist is you, and you have unlimited sessions.
Exactly.
And speaking of reframing perspectives,
Okay.
there's another one here. What's something you failed at in the past, but now see as a learning opportunity?
That's a great one. It's so easy to get caught up in the sting of failure. But if we can shift our perspective to see it as a valuable lesson, it loses its power to hold us back. In fact, it can become a catalyst for growth.
It's like that Thomas Edison quote about finding 10,000 ways that something doesn't work.
Right.
And he didn't see those as failures, but as steps towards success. Yeah. So speaking of celebrating success, Stallion wraps up this journey of self-discovery with a category dedicated to just that.
Celebrating progress.
Oh, I like that.
It's a reminder to just pause and acknowledge how far we've come.
I appreciate that they included this category, It's so easy to get caught up in striving for the next goal.
Yeah.
That we forget to celebrate the milestones we've already achieved.
Like we're on this treadmill of achievement, always looking ahead to the next thing without taking the time to appreciate the present moment.
For sure.
I think this prompt beautifully captures that sentiment. Think about where you were a year ago, what growth have you experienced since then, and what are you most proud of?
Powerful question.
It encourages us to reflect on our journey, to recognize our accomplishments, and to cultivate a sense of gratitude for how far we've come.
Gratitude is such a transformative practice.
It is.
By focusing on what we're thankful for, we shift our perspective to one of abundance and appreciation, which can fuel our motivation.
To keep growing.
It's like we're training our brains to look for the good, to focus on the positive.
Yes.
Which can have a ripple effect on all areas of our lives.
Totally.
As we're talking about these prompts,
Yeah.
I'm struck by how versatile they are.
Yeah.
They can be adapted to fit anyone's individual journey, regardless of where they are in life.
Regardless of where they are in life. That's what's so powerful about journaling in general.
It's a tool for self-discovery that can be tailored to your specific needs and goals.
And these 50 prompts from Stallion offer a fantastic starting point for anyone looking to deepen their self-awareness and chart a course for personal growth.
Okay, so for our listener who might be thinking, okay, this all sounds great, but where do I even begin? What advice would you give?
Start small.
Okay.
Choose one prompt that resonates with you and just see where it takes you.
Yeah.
Don't feel pressured to write pages and pages.
Right.
Just let your thoughts flow freely and see what emerges.
Yeah, it's like dipping your toes in the water before diving headfirst into the deep end.
And remember, there's no right or wrong way to journal. It's a personal practice, so make it your own.
Yeah, some people prefer to write in the morning.
Right.
Some people, the evening's better.
Exactly. Yeah. The key is to find what works best for you and to be consistent.
Yeah.
Even setting aside 10, 15 minutes a day can make a significant difference.
It's like any habit. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes.
Totally. And as you become more comfortable with the process, you can start to experiment with different prompts and explore different aspects of your personal growth.
Out of these 50, is there one that you would recommend our listener start with?
I think the most impactful prompt will vary from person to person.
Right.
Depending on their individual circumstances and areas they're looking to grow in.
Yeah, it's like choosing a path in a forest.
Right.
Each one leads to a different destination.
But if I had to pick one to recommend as a starting point, it would be the one about reflecting on a time you stepped outside your comfort zone.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
I think that's something we can all relate to.
It encourages introspection, self-awareness, and a willingness to embrace new experiences. All essential ingredients for personal growth.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into these 50 growth journal prompts.
Yes.
Is there a final thought-provoking question or challenge you'd like to leave our listener with?
I would encourage our listener to approach these prompts with a sense of curiosity and openness, Allow yourself to be surprised by what you discover. Journaling can be a powerful tool for unlocking your full potential, one prompt at a time.
That's a beautiful way to put it. And remember, you don't need a fancy notebook or an elaborate writing routine.
Right.
Just start where you are with what you have.
The most important thing is to make time for self-reflection and to engage with these prompts in a way that feels authentic to you.
Well said. Well, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of growth journal prompts. Until next time, keep exploring, keep growing, keep those journals open.